Welcome, everyone, to Noche Enabia. A Latin theme is the backdrop to tonight's festivities. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge on our sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me, or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough, but that's what makes a good player. Kevin, no lies told there.
Well, no doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Drummond.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Lowry, Robert Covington out there with T.J. Warren. Then there's Norman Powell, and it's Adebayo in at the center position. And for the Bulls, they've got Jonas Valanciunas, DeRozan out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Curry, and it's Harden in at the shooting guard. Opening day, Chris, in your experience, which types of teams tend to start the season well, started strong?
Two types. One, the team that has been forgotten about and left out. The team that had a disappointing season the year before, and no one knows the pain that they went through all summer long, waiting to get back to that moment. So they've been incentivized for half of a year to come back and say, wait a minute, it's our turn now. And those teams are sneaky under the radar.
A little chip on their shoulder, in other words.
Yeah. And then secondly, I would say veteran teams. Teams that know what they want, teams that are focused and saying, wait a minute, we know this is a marathon. Let's take our time, warm up, and stick to the principles right away, and we'll end up in the right place later.
And here are the Nets. Now Powell. The pass to Lowry. Outside Warren. Six on the shot clock. The shot will not fall. 80 that time from Leonard. Here's Harden. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
Curry against Lowry. It's Adebayo, top of the key. Back to Lowry. Curry with the defensive effort.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Oh, I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the D playing soft like that.
Now here's Powell. Pass to Warren. Takes a three. Here's Adebayo. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
Pass to Leonard. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Knocked loose from outside the arc. Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Lowry passes to Warren. Adebayo kicks to Warren. Shoots over DeRozan. Warren, good.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now, here is Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against Orlando.
Yeah, and as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
Here's Covington, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I like whenever Covington is in attack mode. He's demonstrating how dangerous he can be driving inside.
To the middle. Valanciunas against Adebayo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, everyone has already agreed that Curry is a generational talent and one of the greatest shooters of all time. I mean, at this point, he is just climbing up the all-time list in NBA history. I mean, it's a robust resume.
He misses the free throw. And with Curry, the titles, the unanimous MVPs, Chris, it's hard to argue he's not one of the best ever.
Yeah, Kevin, what stands out to me is just how much he's changed the game. I mean, when you alter how teams approach the game and how kids practice at home, he's made the three just as big as the dunk.
He doesn't get the second one.
That's not like him at all. I mean, he's been so steady up until those.
Covington passes to Warren. Three-pointer, Lowry sinks the triple.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Pass to Harden. Can they get it? Curry can't get it to go.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Powell kicks to Lowry. The pass to Adebayo. Covington trying to break free. The shot by Adebayo, no good. DeRozan against Powell. And it's DeRozan missing. Nets leading by 6. Down low, here's Adebayo. And another shot. The shot comes out. Nice D from Valanciunas.
His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
And he knocks down the first one. And Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Nets leading by 5. Lowry passes to Powell. Now here's Adebayo. Here's Warren. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
You're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at the offensive end.
Now Covington. James Harden missing on the three. Outside Lowry. Pass to Warren. From 15 feet away, and that's good for two. Warren's got his third basket of the night right there.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Harden can't hit.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
DeRozan in the corner. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Brooklyn. Leading by 5. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
And their last matchup was a nail-biter, but they hung on, and in part it was because of their rebound.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Valanciunas after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Warren.
He's gone off the rails this quarter, and it's a bad time to do it. I mean, when they're needing to fight from behind.
The shot by Powell, no good.
Well, he's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
And Covington sends it back. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Ball's checked in for Curry. And then for Brooklyn, Mitchell Robinson comes in for Robert Covington. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Powell. And here are the Bulls now. 7-point differential. Leonard on the wing, guarded by Robinson. And that's good. Kawhi Leonard for 3. Leonard's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Chicago. Lowry passes to Schroeder. To the paint, here's Warren, and it's Warren with the jam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. A second chance effort. And it's Leonard missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Ball against Lowry. He kicks it to Schroeder. 6 to shoot. No good. Good work defensively by Harden. Here's DeRozan. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. Coming off a terrific season. Last season put up about 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's oozing with confidence. I mean, and it shows. Every time he steps on the floor, he expects to dominate.
Schroeder, it doesn't go for him. And it's Chicago the other way.
And see, Webb, you talk to the Bulls fans, and they are eager for a return to greatness.
Yeah, GA, it's been a long time since the Jordan era, and Bulls fans know. But you know, GA, the Bulls have a very loyal group of fans. Their patience has been tested, though, but this team needs results.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Chicago trailing here. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
Seeing the floor well. Paul is fantastic at noticing when the defense is overcommitted.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Hey, Chris, this year Pioneer Chuck Cooper inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Long overdue, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was the first African-American player ever to be drafted. I mean, let's just think about that. Jackie Robinson of basketball. He paved the way, and what he endured, and his teammates, by the way, of all colors, is well documented. And I think the Celtics need to, and I think they will retire his number 11 and have it hang up in that famed Raptors of theirs over there.
I agree. Some changes for Chicago. Andre Drummond's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Aldridge comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Zach LaVine subbed in for James Harden. And the Nets also making a change. Christian Woods checked in for Bam Adebayo. Now here's Schroeder. No points in the game yet for him. Outside Lowry. Rebound Andre Drummond.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Here's Paul. And that one, good. And the Bulls lead by 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Trying to get something going, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Leonard attacking and finished off by Leonard.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Now here's Schroeder. Three-pointer, Lowry. It's Drummond with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 4. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they've got a nice groove going right now offensively. I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Timeout called, the Nets. Well, you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
And how about the numbers on Andre Drummond? Last season, he played outstanding. First in rebounding, 8th in steals, and he finished among the top 10 in blocks, bringing that intimidation factor to the paint.
And getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is? What a tremendous asset to the team. Now, here's Schroeder. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Robinson kicks to Lowry. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
I don't know if it's been the main factor, but his off night has definitely been one factor here.
Inside, tipped away. It's stolen by Schroeder. To stop the run, Lowry can't get it to go.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but hasn't been successful.
Pass to Paul. Steps back and shoots. Rebound, Brooklyn. Schroeder outside. Chicago grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Leonard, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Leonard's got 14.
Yeah, and for mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Now, here's Warren. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Levine. And now a 10-point Bulls lead.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Now, here's Warren. Three-pointer, Lowry. That shot, no good. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Bulls lead by 10. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. And Chris talked about where all that started.
It's been a sort of long relationship, you know, and obviously me, Bron, Melo, D-Wade have all really got really close. And that stems from the time with the Olympics, USA teams, and then just sharing a lot of the same likes and values and having kids and family and different things like that.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. Wood out there with T.J. Warren. Then there's Favors. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Lowry in at the point guard. No good. Shot missing. And it's Chicago the other way. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. That'll be played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
His offense has been non-existent tonight. It's really hurt me. Well, Jim Boylan, he won the Chicago head coaching job after his interim stint. The fans were unsure of the hire, but the front office believes in him moving forward.
Curry's checked in for the Bulls. And then for Brooklyn, Robert Covington's checked in for T.J. Warren. And it's Powell in for Kyle Lowry. Now here is Aldridge. Levine finds Paul. Passes it to Drummond. From deep. Got a piece of it. And for Boylan, Chris, he's been a bit demanding on his roster.
Yeah, Kevin, this is going to be tough. He's tasked with molding this young Bulls core. I mean, the front office wanted a hard-nosed coach. They believe they found their guy with Boylan's approach. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you.
And the three-point shots become one of Paul's favorites. Consistent at knocking it down.
Timeout called the Nets. One thing about Curry you have to admire, Greg. He never wants the spotlight to himself, even as a leader of his team. He always wants his teammates to shine as well.
You think back to when Clay was trying to break Curry's three-point record last season. Curry was not only cheering for him, but actively setting him up to make it happen. That camaraderie Curry shows is why his teammates love him.
Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. Steph Curry fourth.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Nets trail by 15. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Schroeder, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Here's Curry. Yep, that one goes. Curry's got 4 points this quarter.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
One shot.
That's good from Schroeder. Chris, is there someone you competed with that you feel is underrated by history, has not been given their due?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think when you look at White Chalk to Jason Williams, what he started in the culture of play and what he continued. And you look at Ben Wallace, who I played with 4 years at Washington, and he was coming off the bench there, and we saw that potential with him. I mean, the way he led the league in rebounding, his defensive prowess. I mean, the Pistons wouldn't have had a championship and gotten to another final if it wasn't for him. And also, I got to shout my man out, Mike Bibby and Peja Stojakovic, 2 of the best shooters I've played with.
Oh, great names, and I totally agree. And here's Schroeder following the 3 from Chris Paul. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's number 2 on him already. A 3rd foul before the half, and he may be grabbing some pine.
And the Bulls making a change here. Harden's checked in. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Brooklyn. It's stolen by Curry. And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it. Now the pass to Harden. Shoots over Powell. Harden's shot is off. Nets trail by 13. In the corner, Powell with it. Here's Schroeder. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Levine dishes to Harden. Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by Drummond.
An elite offensive rebounder. Drummond judges shots, trajectories, and angles so well. I mean, just great hustle.
Here's Powell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Schroeder against Curry. Stolen by Harden. Outside, Levine. Tries it from the top of the key. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And the Bulls lead by 17.
Oh, solid at realizing when to take these shots. Levine's eyes light up as passes are coming his way.
And here's the break. Here's Curry. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. Free throw good by Curry.
And it's a good sign when Curry's at the line. That means he's pushing the action, being aggressive, putting the referees in a tough position to make some tough calls.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Valanciunas comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's DeRozan in for Zach LaVine. Stephen Curry hits them both. Nets trail by 19. And here is Powell. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Schroeder, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh, he knows he has to be their defensive anchor. I mean, when Drummond hustles on this end, he can get these blocks.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Just 5 to shoot, but they get it back. Powell for 3.
And Harden showing great strides of improvement on D, really doing his best to bother shooters.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Pass to Favors. DeRozan against Covington. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. From downtown, Brooklyn with the rebound.
Tells you a little something about their team. They've been able to pull in front despite his troubles tonight.
And Adebayo throws it down.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Curry against Schroeder. Unloads from 13. He squares up and sinks it. That's now 8 points for Steph Curry.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
Schroeder passes to Powell. Poked away. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And it's Harden slamming it down.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
Now, here's Covington. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State. Here's Schroeder. Here's Favors. And no good. Nice deep from Valanciunas. Chicago's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. The offensive rebound. Tries yet again. And the play by Curry as he finishes it off for 2. Curry's got 10.
He's putting the hammer down. Dominant quarter for him, trying to push out that lead.
Harden against Powell. Schroeder outside. Here's Favors. It's Drummond with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Lobbed up there for Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Well, you just got to respect the leaping ability of Drummond, leaving the floor effortlessly, throwing it through the hoop.
Curry with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Fires from 14 and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Adebayo down low. Valanciunas is there. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
No, doing anything they can to stop the bleeding, but so far they've had no answers.
Now here's Covington following the miss by DeRozan. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. Leonard, he's checked in for Drummond. Robinson's checked in for Brooklyn. Kyle Lowry comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Adebayo. They need this one. Nice D from Valanciunas. Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Magic in Orlando. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, when you draw this much attention from the D, you know someone's bound to be left open, and Harden finds it.
And the emphasis on mobility, a challenge for lumbering 7-footers like Valanciunas.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be the quickest when you're 7 feet tall, Kevin. I mean, in order to earn his keep, he has to be dominant inside. I mean, he has that capability.
Harden's shot is good.
And when Harden sees a clear lane to the hoop, just move out the way. He jumps on it. So relentless in how he exploits open space.
Lowry with the ball. He has 5. Pass to Covington. Lays it up and banks it in. Covington's got his second bucket tonight.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen. Defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
Curry against Lowry. And good that time. 14 points for Steph Curry.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Now Powell. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul. Chris Paul's checked in for the Bulls. And the Nets also making a change. Warren's checked in for Robert Covington. .139 left to play here in the second quarter. Adebayo against Valanciunas. Adebayo kicks to Powell. Clock at 4. Over Harden. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Oh, just incredible. That spin shook him loose from the defender, but he just couldn't gather his balance there to follow through with the shot. Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Here's Lowry. James Harden picking up that last basket. Powell, the pass to Robinson. There's the lob to the hoop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Paul looking around. Goes up at the stripe. Here's Valanciunas. The shot, no good. The Nets go the other way with it. Lowry against Harden. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Oh, Leonard in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
How about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Now, here's Lowry. He's got 5. Here's Adebayo. And the rejection by Valanciunas. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
For Chicago, they have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from DeRozan. 8 seconds left in the first half of the game. From deep three-point range, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Chicago Bulls sitting at a lead of 40 points at the end of the quarter. Terrific play. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 20 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
What you like about Kawhi Leonard, efficient in everything he does. Rarely does he take an extra dribble, doesn't take bad shots, and he passes in the right position to make the play.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, it's no wonder they're getting blown out. No energy, no fight in the rebound battle. Ernie, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up starting now, or it's going to be impossible to come back. Pythagorean theorem times 50 times 100 times 50 times 10. Impossible to figure out, Ernie.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We've got DeRozan, Harden out there with Steph Curry. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Leonard in at the 4 spot. And that's the group for Jim Boylan as we begin the second half. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a disastrous 25% from the field so far. Now, here's Lowry. Passes to Warren. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. Shot clock at 3. Pulls up on the wing. Chicago grabs the miss. Leonard's got 6 rebounds here tonight. DeRozan in the corner. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now here's Lowry. Trying to break that ice cold streak. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
A veteran guard with a knack for penetrating defenses. Lowry can pretty much get any shot he wants.
And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically, relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
And we've seen Lowry settling for more perimeter shots in recent years.
I mean, he's always had a great motor, but you have to adapt as you get older. Some back issues starting to creep in, and important for him to stay healthy along the way.
DeRozan surveying the D. No problems knocking that one down. 16 points for James Harden.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
The pass to Covington. The dish to Warren. Shoots over DeRozan. And the shot by Warren, no good.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
And Lowry gets it to go.
But the D didn't do a good enough job on him. He could be an ace when he gets a good look at 3.
To the inside, here's Curry. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
His energy level has never dropped in his game. I mean, he's working his tail off, and the D is struggling to keep up. And sometimes I feel like people don't truly appreciate the greatness of what James Harden does. He's one of the toughest guys to check on the fast break. He has one of the best Euro steps in the game, the best footwork in the game. He'll hit you in the head for deep. You can't check him without fouling him. The precision of his movements, the ease in which he scores. Come on, man.
As you said, C. Webb, what Harden has been doing the last few years is truly remarkable.
Yeah, Kevin, and it's funny because when you are achieving greatness and critics try to diminish what you're doing, it's just funny to me. Harden is one of the great guards of all time, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
One of the best finishers inside, period. I mean, there's nowhere on the floor Harden can't score from.
Here's Covington. James Harden picking up that last basket. Here's Adebayo. The teardrop falls in. Adebayo's got his third bucket of the night.
Oh, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency, but players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you.
Oh, great flow to that possession. Two players totally in sync with each other.
Powell, the pass to Adebayo. Back to Powell. Here's Covington. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got 7 rebounds in the game. DeRozan passes to Valanciunas. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. They get it again.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, they look like they just want it more right now. You gotta love the hustle.
Net shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Lowry passes to Warren. Here's Powell. Here's the teardrop.
Oh, you love seeing Valanciunas spike it back. When he's active on this end, it makes a difference.
And much of the offensive production has come from their willingness to get out and run.
Curry against Lowry. Fires from deep. Rebound by the Bulls.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
What's up?
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
A lot of player ejections in the playoffs last year. In fact, the highest in 3 decades. Seems like tensions, Chris, with the officials are still escalating.
Well, yeah, the relationship between the players and the referees, it's always an ongoing process, and it's definitely getting better. But last year we had the highest number of new referees in the history of the NBA. And so you're going to have growing pains when you have younger guys and understanding the culture of the league. But I like the way that we're going, and some of those rejections were warranted. Some of them weren't. I just look at that year as, that just happened. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to hold players and referees accountable to last season. I think we need a little bit more context before we make a decision on player ejections and flagrants and things like that. Just a little more research.
Now, here's Lowry. 11 points in the game. Out to Favors to end the run. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Leonard's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. They get Derek Favors.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
first one falls for him. Leonard hits them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Warren against Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Lowry inside the line. And the Nets miss again. And so Curry will bring it up for Chicago. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Curry. Curry's got 6 assists in the game.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Now, here's Lowry. 11 points in the game. Favors passes to Warren. Can they get it? Rebound Andre Drummond.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Pass to Adebayo. Back to Warren. Looking to get it going, and it's Warren with the jam.
And how about they don't waste any time matching that throwdown with one of their own.
A show of their determination right there. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And the shot goes in. And that's now 35 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And you see the work Drummond has put into passing the ball. Solid at spotting the open man.
Adebayo finds Schroeder. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. That's good from Schroeder. So for the Bulls, Levine's checked in for Kawhi Leonard, and Paul's subbed in for Steph Curry. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Robinson's checked in. Schroeder hits them both. And along with the association, we've seen the growth of the G League, the WNBA, the 2K League. Chris, which of those have you followed the most?
Well, first let me say I should have been drafted by the 2K League because I'm really not. Matter of fact, anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I will beat you in the game that I'm talking on right now. But secondly,
I know you will.
I love the WNBA, from Lisa Leslie to Cheryl Stoops to my girl Candace Parker. Are you kidding me? The skill set of these ladies, oh, they have game. And I can't say I follow one the most because even the G League and their all-star game I follow. Right now it's a great time for hoops, and all 3 of these leagues I'm in on.
Here's Warren, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Warren's got 12 points in the game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that D isn't respecting this mid-range game more. They ought to be. I bet you they will be soon.
Paul against Lowry. Paul kicks to Harden. The shot missing. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And that one, good. Aldridge has got his first points in this one.
Oh, and just great ball movement from Drummond, threading the needle with the pass.
Lowry against Paul. Adebayo passes to Lowry. Inside. Here's Warren. Misses off the left iron. A shot by Harden, wide open. Offensive rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
All right, a chance to see stats for Paul. He's coming off an excellent season. 3rd in assists, and his ability to pressure and disrupt defensively was obvious. He ranked 3rd in the league in steals.
And as you mentioned, top 3 in assists last year. He did a great job of setting the pace, finding the open man, making the simple delivery.
2 shots.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
Christian Woods checked in for Brooklyn. No good on the second free throw. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's. Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
Harden's shot is good.
He's got the hot hand right now. As long as he can keep getting open, they've got to keep feeding him.
Paul against Lowry. Kicks it to Warren. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Lowry against Paul. Schroeder outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. The 3, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. James Harden, number 1, and, of course, Stephen Curry.
And what an option either of those 2 guys give you. They're both excellent safety valves when an offense is struggling.
Here's Paul. He's got 8. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, and the one thing that amazes me about Chris Paul is his awareness on the court. He knows exactly what is going on and what to watch for on each switch on the court.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Paul. And with Paul, he's one of the most heads-up players in the game.
And personally, Kev, I would love to have played with a guy like Paul, who is always 100% focused on the game. Paul can rub some players the wrong way, but he's the closest thing to having a coach on the floor in the NBA.
And so Paul nails both of them.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And here's Schroeder. 9 points in the game so far. Lowry finds Warren. The 17-footer. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Here's Levine. And Levine throws it down.
And this gets the team fired up. Levine is an energizer who enjoys dropping the hammer on the drive.
Harden against Schroeder. 1:31 left to play in the third. And it's sent back by Drummond. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Well, quick shot there, and it's off target. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Lowry against Paul. And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got 8 points in the quarter.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
Paul kicks to Harden. From past the arc. The rebound by the Nets. Warren's got 4 rebounds in this game. Schroeder off target from three-point range. Chicago's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Basket counts. Harden's got 11 in the second half.
Well, with the role he's on this quarter, they're going to keep going to him and get that lead even bigger.
Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Robinson misses.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 24. Paul outside. Wide open look. Here's Drummond. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Drummond's got his 3rd basket of the night. And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. We'll return shortly. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. White is out there with Malik Beasley. And it's Porter. Then it's Thomas Bryant. And it's Wood in at the power forward.
And really, that's the brilliance of Jordan, just denying those shots there with tremendous power.
And there's Levine on the assist by Hield. 6 points for Zach Levine.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, when you're executing at this rate, you feel like no one can slow you down.
Now here's Beasley. Good D by Jordan.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Oh, what a beautiful point.
What intensity. Did you see that? Great.
Never afraid of being flashy with the ball. Levine has a knack for making the defense look foolish.
White against Murray. Pass to Porter. We see the shift toward players on competing teams becoming friends. How does that compare to when you played, Chris?
It's a little bit different. The players that I admired the most, I wouldn't be friendly with on purpose. We were in the same position. A guy like KG, one of my favorite players ever. We're close now. But during when we played, it was either me or him.
Really?
It was both of us. I didn't want to hang around with him when I'm trying to beat him in the summer. But, you know, you got guys like the Banana Boat crew and LeBron and Wade. They're good friends anyway. Melo and Bron came in 1 and 2, and they had that relationship. So I think relationships are always great. Really, it's just about can you turn the friendship off when you cross the line? I know that Banana Boat crew can, and I know others can as well. And that's all you want. As much as you're friends off the court, I want you to dislike each other on the court through your friendship, just like a big brother, little brother type of thing. So I don't think it's a problem.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
You know, the versatility of Porter is huge. I mean, he's an outstanding perimeter defender. In addition, also, to be a proven scorer.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
And any lob to Jordan is about as sure thing as you can get. So athletic for a big with tremendous hands, and big fella knows how to get in prime position for those alley-oop feeds.
Porter outside, drains the three-pointer. Porter's got 4 points this quarter.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Now here's Murray. It's hauled in by Wood. Wood's got 4 rebounds in this game. To the middle, here's Bryant, and Bryant slams it in.
And a solid playmaker, White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
Murray against White, and it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Derek Favors checked in for Wood. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Porter looking it over. He kicks it to Beasley. Passes it to Favors. Clock at 6. Now White. Over Murray. And it's White missing. Healed with it. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with his development.
Shooting 2.
That one is off.
Yeah, it's obvious that Hield is a talented player. Whether he takes that next leap to stardom, that's up to him.
The Bulls making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. He hits the second from the line.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
White finds Porter. Over Murray. And that one's good by Porter. Porter's got 6 here in this quarter. And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
Now White following Drew Holiday's three-point attempt. White the pass to Favors. Here's Beasley. He's off on that one, and Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Murray against White, and the rejection by Favors. Outside, White. Kicks it out to Beasley. Favors trying to break free. No good on the triple.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Hield the pass to Murray. And the Bulls with another miss. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Beasley dishes to White. As it seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because, it's tough to win a championship. But to be a perennial bottom dweller, basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year comes the first game, we think, hey, we can win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league can find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
Here's White following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. White finds Bryant. Banked in off the glass. Bryant's got 4 points this quarter.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
Holiday, the pass to Murray. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has kind of flown under the radar from that class. But the more you watch him, the more you feel like you're seeing a star in the making.
And he sinks the second. Hey, Chris, for some guys, playing in their hometown is a dream. But there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets for the game. When I got a chance to play home in Detroit, it was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I have handled it for 15 years in my career? I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game than eating her food and being able to go out and play.
I bet. Bryant dishes to Porter. Outside, White from deep. And it's rebounded by Drew Holiday.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Bucket is good. Holiday's got 4 points in the quarter. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Outside, Porter fires the 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. Porter's got 9 points here in the second half.
When Porter first came into the league, he didn't have this shot. Now he's a knockdown perimeter shooter.
And the rejection by Favors. Porter against Holiday. Here's Favors. And a slam dunk by Favors.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
Lobs it up for Jordan.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Now White. Outside, Porter. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson says the arm muscles, Chris, on today's players don't measure up with what they used to be. Is that even important?
You know, he's right, but I don't know how important that is unless, you just want to bring the gun show to the games and then pull out the arms and the curls and say, check out these muscles. But now I think, it's a lot different. And make no mistake, even though that is a true comment, the players of today are much more athletic than his day and my day. And I think that's because of technology. They understand core strength. They understand dieting. They understand rest. And so many, they're privy to so much information that we didn't have. But, no more curls. It doesn't seem like there are any more Karl Malone 24-inch python brother out there in any of these games.
Now here's Murray. Derek Favors unable to get his shot to go. Murray, good. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Outside, Porter. And there's the pass to Favors. Beasley outside. Pass to Porter. Just 5 on the clock. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Left side, Favors. A terrific shot on the turnaround. Favors has got 4 points this quarter.
the turnaround. Well, that's a terrific move to have a feel for.
Murray kicks to Hield. Outside Aldridge. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Chris, underclassmen entering the draft, they can now hire agents, get help attending workouts, and still retain their eligibility. Do you like that move?
I love the move, Kevin. You know what it does? It helps less to fall by the wayside. So you come out of college, you don't know how good you are. You don't, it's based off ego, how hard you worked, family and friends telling you, go, get the money. But what's your testing ground? You don't know. You don't have a full context. So I love the fact that it lets you go out there and see. And if you have any trepidation, go back to school. You got another year. So, yes, I love this move.
Excellent. C-Web, excellent.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Here's Jordan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Jordan. Second free throw, no good. The other day, Chris, I heard Commissioner Adam Silver talking about that it strikes him sometimes how isolated players can be with cell phones and headphones, and those things wouldn't help that. Is it something that you've noticed or that you're concerned about?
You mean with my nephews and nieces and friends that are younger and kids walking across the street looking at their phones and not even looking both ways?
Your play-by-play partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Kevin, those are the times. And so I would tell Adam Silver, Mr. Commissioner, yeah, that's a basketball problem. That's a world problem. How are we going to stop any of that? We're here now. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle, Kevin.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Wood, he's checked in for the Nets. And he makes both free throws. 1:43 left here in the fourth quarter. Murray against White. Pass to Beasley. Chris, I read this the other day, the NBA announcing the development of the BAL, the Basketball African League. They feel there's a lot of untapped potential there. I would tend to agree.
I'm so excited. I already put my name in the hat to go out there and work with and help develop these kids. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, just think about this. You want to know what type of talent is out there? Let's just start with Akeem. Then we go to Mutombo, Embiid. He's from Cameroon. How about Antetokounmpo, who has Nigerian parents? I mean, we can keep on going. How about Ibaka help find Siakam? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
There's some talent out there, baby. And, yes, I'm excited for the BAL, the Basketball African League. Africa, stand up, baby.
And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. Lobs it up for Jordan. Porter with the steal. White, wide open. He fires. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I like the vision from Porter. Not just looking for his own shot. Constantly looking to get it to the open man.
Hield, the pass to Jordan. Right wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Holiday. Rebounded by the Nets. Now here's White. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, you were active at both ends today. How did you get yourself going?
I think it was just us trying to come out and win a game at home. We know how important these are. Every game that we play is important, so we just got to keep it going.
And you protected the home court well, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.